Hello and welcome back to the Purdy Urban Farm. My name is Susan Purdy and this is part of our little farm, our urban backyard garden. And those are my little chickies nibbling on the grass in the orchard right now. And there's my daughter Penny. You want to wave, Penny? There's Penny, she's riding her bike. And you can see that we're on a nice deep property here. Most of it is still grass, which I think we're going to keep because we have a little one who loves to run around, and in the summers we like to play horseshoes and we get out cornhole, and grass definitely has its benefits. I know that it sucks up water, but we just don't water in the summer, so it's not a problem for us. Today I'm going to give you my top five tips on how to start a garden. I know a lot of you guys already know how to start a garden, so this isn't going to be new for you, although it may give you some ideas on what you can focus on now in the winter or even in the spring coming up. The number one thing that I need to focus on is starting small. So we have all of this property, but I can't undertake it all at the same time. That would be nearly impossible. Right now we're in the second season of our garden. The first winter we were here, I had nothing. You can see now in the second winter, I've been able to build up a little bit based on the time and the effort that I was able to put into it. I was fortunate that I got the redwood for free from my parents, from their deck, and then just bought and was given a lot of these plants by friends and neighbors, and just saving up my money to do that. But the first year, all of this was mostly pea gravel. I spent a lot of time cleaning this out, and I started very, very small. It had about 3 really short garden beds that were very wide and I wouldn't have been able to harvest very easily from them. So, and there used to be a greenhouse here, believe it or not, which would have been wonderful to keep, but the previous owners tore it down because the glass had been broken. So I went through and had to pick up a lot of pieces of grass as well. Yes, I see him. I see. There's a worm on the leaf that she wanted to show me, so very nice. Why don't you go give it to the chickies? So yeah, it's been a lot of cleanup, a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of patience, but good things are worth waiting for. So I encourage you to start small. A lot of people want to just go out and buy a ton of plants, and they get really excited about all the wonderful new things that the store has to offer, that Green Acres is advertising, and trust me, I know what that's like as well. But if you put too many plants up right now, and you don't have the skill set and you don't have the time to take care of them, you're going to waste a lot of money on dead plants. And money is not something any of us want to waste. So start small. If that means one small box, that means starting with 1 berry plant, maybe 2 berry plants, then that's what you start with. If you have a little bit more time and a little bit more money, well, that's something else. Start with what you are capable of doing. That way you don't have any guilt about not being able to spend time in your garden. I'm looking at my notes, by the way, because I don't remember what to say when I'm on the spot here, but and that it also encourages you to not quit what you've started. If I had started this big garden and discovered that, a month and a half into the summer season, I didn't have the time to water, I would have gotten really frustrated and I might have quit the garden altogether. So by starting small, you're really encouraging yourself to continue what you start. Let's see what else. The second one that I want to share is getting the soil right. We all know that we're only as strong as what we put into our bodies, and the exercise and stuff that we put into making ourselves strong. It's the same with plants, and I'm sure most of you guys know this, but you really need to take time in learning what is good for your garden. Some plants like more acidic soil. You have to figure out the right compost, the right pH balance. So we got our compost pile going here, and I've got 3 bins going as well. And we just keep it turned and make sure that we're getting enough greens and enough browns and enough water, but not too much water, so that all of our plants are getting exactly what they need. but your plants are only as good as your soil. You need to do a soil test every fall and every spring, and I would suggest doing it probably quarterly, just because it takes so long to amend the soil. Sometimes it can take up to 5 months to amend a really dry soil, or something that needs to be more acidic, like blueberries. Blueberries may take you a long time to amend that soil. So start early. I actually need to check my soil now as well. And I'm gonna check it at the fruit trees. And I'll check it again over here in my gardens, in my raised garden. And then I need to check my blueberry pots as well. And probably for the raspberries and the blackberries. Yeah, so I want to encourage you, going back to starting small and doing what's best for you. We have this property which I'm keeping for grass. I may have already mentioned it, but you know, Penny loves to run in the grass, and we like to do horseshoes, and we bring out cornhole, and we use this property for entertaining a lot. And if I made this whole place a garden or a farm, that would be wonderful, and I'd probably be able to make a few bucks in selling the produce. But it doesn't really work for our family. We need some more kids we're going to be having another kid, and he's going to be running around here too. And being able to put up a swing and have the space is really important to us. So you need to do what's right for you. Don't try to do what the neighbor is doing, because it's not their house, it's not their life. Do what's right for you. So we have, let's see, what else did I go over? Be realistic. So being realistic is really important, especially with kids, because I wanted her to grow up knowing how to garden and understanding the importance of tending a garden and knowing where your food comes from. But I also wanted her to be able to run and exercise and enjoy playing out here with her friends. The third point that I have is be patient. This doesn't happen overnight. I wish it did, don't we all? But it doesn't. And good things come to those who wait and those who work hard. This is not an easy task. If you're only able to spend, an hour a week gardening, then maybe stick to pots and keep them on your patio and keep them close to a water source. There's no reason for you to try to overreach what you're able to do. Don't expect results overnight. You're probably going to make mistakes, which is fine. It's totally fine. When I first started, I think I'm still kind of killing plants. I'm still learning as I go. Like, these are the sweet potatoes back here, not the green leaves, obviously, but these guys, I planted them too late, and they died. They got too cold. But live and learn. I didn't mind throwing a couple of spuds into the ground, or well, in this case, if they were sweet potatoes, they were the little shoots that you grow and you root, and you put those in the ground. In that case, I learned something important. It didn't cost me much, so it wasn't a big deal. But be patient with yourself and be patient with your garden. It doesn't have to happen overnight, and it's not going to. And don't fall into the instant gratification trend. People want things right here, right now. Like this little one always wants things right here, right now. But this is it's a work of love, and it requires patience. It requires time. Oh, there's a spider. That's okay. Some spiders okay, just don't touch it. So yeah, they're worth working hard for, and it is a lot of fun once you relax and get into a routine. And you can do fun things like this bean trellis and really enjoy what you're doing. And that's why we're doing it. It's not just to get food. Although for a lot of people it is, and I really respect that. I honestly, truly respect that. But we want to enjoy what we do as well, because God has given us this earth to tend. And if we're grumpy about it, then that's just a really bummer way to spend your time, I think. And last but not least, use what you have. I'm a big encourager of using whatever it is that you have at the moment, and then spending, the next year or so earning your money and saving up your money to improve upon what you already have. So again, we've got this big fruitless mulberry tree that's given us a lot of great things, including shade, but it gives us gives us leaves for the mulch for compost. And it gives us the sticks for the trellis, the bean trellis, and it gave us the nice thick branches here for the wattle fencing and the couple of archways. And, it's just been really beneficial. I've got a wonderful neighbor who's got a really cute garden, and she's been able to share with me some of her extra plants. And these fruit trees, believe it or not, these were given to us by Soilborn Farms, courtesy of Green Acres. And it was just, honestly, it was something I was praying for. And I believe that God heard my prayer, and we got 5 free fruit trees out of it. And I'm very grateful, very thankful. So I'm trying my best not to kill them. I'm trying really hard not to kill them. But use what you have. And there's something else that is a great example of that as well. My neighbor who lives over there, wonderful gal, she was getting rid of a bed frame. And I just kind of want to show you what we ended up doing with that as we walk through the swamps here of the garden, of the grass. We had heavy rains yesterday and everything gets flooded. So I'm gonna go out here real quick to the front. Oh, if I can get out. Even the fence is swollen. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So here we have the side garden here, and right here, these are half of a bed frame. That one there and that one there. No, don't, oh, that's lettuce. Okay, you're eating lettuce. My daughter's eating things and I just need to make sure that they're okay to eat. So I decided to use them as trellises, and I'm gonna put kiwi vines up here a little later in the year, maybe another month or so, depending on how much money we have after Christmas. But it's just an example of using what you have, you know? Sometimes they're not gonna be the prettiest, although I think these are pretty darn cute. But until you have the time and the money to put into making things better, then why worry about it? Don't stress about it. It's not that important. So just to recap really quick, as we kind of watch Penny play in the puddles. Start small, work within your time frame and your budget and your skill set. Number 2, get the soil right. Your plants are only as healthy as the soil they're planted in, okay? Your soil is more important than the plants. Number 3, be realistic with your space and your needs. Again, I don't want this to be a farm. I want this to be, well, I want it to be the Purdy Urban Farm, and that is. It's the Purdys. It's not my neighbors. It's not down the street. It's not the next city over. It's ours. And our realistic needs require grass, and they require some space for chickens and some space for entertaining. Number 4, be patient. Doesn't happen overnight. If you want to succeed, then you need to be patient with yourself and with the land. And finally, use what you have. You'd be surprised with what you can do with what's around you. Open your eyes to your neighbors, to the city, to all the different things that are at your fingertips. It's really great. I mean, you'd just be surprised with what's available to you if you look around a little bit, spend some time researching what's available. And I guess the last thing I would say is don't be discouraged. You're gonna get delayed by discouragement, and that's not gonna help you or your garden. So grow where you're planted, bloom where you're planted, enjoy the time you have outdoors, love your family, and I don't know what else to say. I guess that's it. So thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you on the next installment here at the Purdy Urban Farm. Have a great day.